building a support network and having a support network so you can achieve a sane life here at work and at home. What does the support network look like at home?
Well, I know as a mama, I mean, and most mamas go through this when you look at, especially if you're a working mom, you know, you look at your schedule and you look at your kids' schedule and your family schedule, and it looks like an insane time. You know, my thing is, I feel like I'm a logistics manager. I have to figure out what time my kids have to be there, what to do, you know, and it can be so overwhelming. And I'm like, who in the world's going to pick up the kids? We're there, you know, and Alex, we work together, you know, we literally work the same hours every day, and we're constantly, it's on a day-to-day basis almost. Who's going to pick up the kids? You know, I mean, and how are we going to get there, and what time are we going to have our dinner, you know, and are we going to have dinner together or whatnot? So it's huge to have a support system, especially if we're stuck, you know, and we can't get to certain things at certain times, you know. We are still blessed with having my parents, you know, to be some of our big support systems, you know. We've been blessed to be able to travel with our profession, you know, and go to places, learn from other people in our industry and all that good stuff. And we are blessed to have my mom and dad to be able to take care of the kids. When our kids were little, you know, your parents would pitched in and said, yes, we will help, you know. Those are almost, you know, built-in support systems. Right. But, I mean, some people don't have that, you know. I mean, we're blessed to have my parents in town to be able to do that. And if I have to pick up the phone and say, I'm in a bind or we got to go out of town, they 98% of the time says, oh, yeah, I'm there for you, you know. I mean, so our kids aren't, you know, we're not wondering, oh, my goodness, what's going to happen. But it's not just our, you know, family members, you know, it's also we've built a support system of friends who feel like family, you know, that all I have to do is, and I don't abuse that, you know, I will go out of my way to try to get to the kids or get something done personally before I pick up the phone and say, hey, I need your help. But 9 times out of 10, you know, they're like, oh yeah, we're there for you, you know, and that's huge to have that kind of relief, to help.
And, you know, and what's interesting about that support network, it's kind of like and I know it probably is daunting sometimes, but it's like you are the pilot on that. And I'm the co-pilot that's just kind of sitting in the back, not really doing much, maybe turning a knob every now and then. But
as a mom, I think about it first.
Yes,
you know,
you do.
And then
you're
you pitch in. Well, sometimes. But but you pitch in when I do get overly stressed. It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to call. And then you're like, yeah, you do. You're my reminder. You know, you've got this person. I'm like, I don't want to bother them. It's not going to be a bother. It's okay. All they're going to say is they can't do it. you know?
I mean, that's like, the thing is, if we get in a real bind on picking up the kids or, you know, something needing to get done, we have an incredible support group within our life group at church. Yeah. I mean, they're just amazing because a couple of there's some teenagers that's, you know, in that family, and they're in college now, but in the summer, man, they are amazing because they're home. They need extra money. Well, they can be our Uber.
Yep.
We don't call them our Uber, but it's kind of like they're our Uber. But the cool thing is we're able to be a blessing to them and, you know, help them, give them some money.
But they're also a blessing to our kids. I mean, they're like our kids grew up with them. They're like their older siblings, and it just creates a stronger relationship with them too. Yeah, so absolutely. It's all supportive. I think it's very important to make sure you do have a support system, especially in our situation where we're together at work the majority of the time at the same time.
At the same time, and we live 45 minutes away from work. So it's not like we can, oh, let me run and get the kids. I'll be back in 10 minutes. No, it's I'll be back in an hour and a half, or I'll be back in 2 hours.
Or I won't be back at all.
Oh, exactly.
It's usually the case.
But that's, so I think I think that's a great support network that we have, and that everyone should have a support network.
Oh, yeah.
But that's home. Mm-hmm. But as business owners, we have a support network here.
Yep.
We have vendors that we use that are incredible.
They're like our partners.
Yes.
To help us get things done. When we're in a bind or we've messed up something, all we have to do is pick up the phone and say, hey, can you help? Please. I need such and such. I dropped a frame and it broke. I need it right now. And for the most part, our guy that does our framing, he's like, absolutely. Let me see what I can get done. And we support him too, he gets in binds sometimes where shipping doesn't, go his way or something doesn't. And I'm like, it's fine. It's okay. We'll be fine. So it's one of those things that they're like our partners.
So, and I think it's, if you always look at, in business or at home, look at them as a support network, and that so happens to be friends and family.
Right.
As long as you don't abuse that support network.
Oh, yeah.
And because support networks has to be a two-way street, because if it's not, it won't work.
And we've built relationships over the years with other portrait studios that if something tragic was to happen, I feel confident, if something was to happen to Alex and he couldn't be here, and I would feel confident in picking up the phone with some of the friendships that we've built with other studios. I need your help. I can't do this by myself. And they'll either talk me through it and calm me down, or they will come, if they can. If they're close enough, they'll be here. And these are the support systems that builds a sense of confidence in me as, Alex's support person here, to be able to move forward if something like that was to happen. And that's something that we're creating for our team members too, is for them to know they are supported if something was to happen, and
Yes.
That's something that we're creating this year that is going to build confidence in them that they can do it too.
Yeah, well, okay, let's take that a step further. All of our team members have children, and a child is unexpectedly sick. Yep. A child has a doctor's appointment, or they have something going on that, we as business owners and team leaders, we have to be their support system too. Yeah. That's just going back to culture. That's part of our culture, is being as much of a support system as they will allow.
Yeah, and it goes back to that mutual respect.
Yes.
And creating a sense of flexibility for them. They don't take advantage of it, because they know that they really need that support system when times get tough. And so it's just a matter of, we'll be fine. You go take care of your baby, because we understand. We're parents ourselves, and I know, it wasn't too long ago that I was out for the count myself. Alex was out of town and I was out. Our daughter was sick also. And all I had to do was pick up the phone and call Laura. And she was like, don't worry about it. We've got it. You're fine. We're fine. and to know that I have that here is a big relief. And I know it's a big relief for them too, where we're like, are you kidding me? You're not coming in? No, our attitude is go take care of your family because
Yeah.
it's important to us too.
Yeah.
So I think support system is huge. It really is.
Absolutely. So I mean that was a great conversation.
It was.
So all right.